Hello everyone, we're now entering week 6. I see this as somewhat of a transitional week because you're looking forward to the end of class, but you're also looking at the work that still needs to be done. You're probably wondering, how am I going to get all this done with everything else that I have on my plate? So one of the things to remember is just take it one step at a time. Look at one thing, get it done, and then move on to the next. And I think that's going to be the best way for you to finish out any class because a lot of times you're thinking about those things as you get towards the end. So now, what are we doing in week 6? Week 6, we're going to be looking at the role of the nursing unit in the academic setting. We're going to be looking at it within the university, the community college, and proprietary institutions. You do have some readings for this week. You'll see that there's a few things, a few chapters to read in your books, but then there's also a couple of the articles for you to download from the library. In addition, you're going to have a discussion question to answer, and your discussion question is going to kind of focus on comparing the roles of nursing educators in university, community college, and proprietary settings, and then maybe look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of those settings, and what's the most desirable setting that you would like to work in. Then, as we spoke last week in my video, you have an assignment due this week. What you're doing is you're going to be either doing a PowerPoint presentation or a video, and you're going to be kind of selling yourself in your school or your program as you try to recruit new faculty members. So all that information is listed on the website, and you can get all the details and the rubrics for those. Now, there's two things I wanted to mention to you, and it's kind of part of my reason of why I was saying that I know that you've got a lot on your plate right now, is that next week, in week 7, you're going to have your final project that's going to be due. So I do want you to think about that after you get things done this week, but think about how you want to approach that project. And the project is going to be a manuscript of about 3 to 4 pages, and you're going to be looking at least one issue that's current, or maybe that you'll be facing, or academia will be facing, in the 21st century. Then you want to discuss how that issue may impact either the organization, accreditation, and educators, and then discuss how the issue may also be impacted by federal, state, and local legislation. And then the last part of that is to imagine that you're a leader in higher education institution or a healthcare institution. And what would be the strategies that you would utilize to kind of assure that your institution is going to be able to sustain this change or any changes that are going on either now or in the future. So that's going to be the final project, not due until week 7, but I just wanted to point that out. And then one other thing that I wanted to point out, because some of you may be starting to think about it, is in Module 8 or week 8, you have the practice experience record that's due. And if you go into the required PE documents, you can download the table, and you want to fill out the table, be very specific as far as exact dates and hours spent on the activity, whether the hours were precepted, and then include all of that in the table. There's one other part of that table that I want you to be sure that you recognize, that there's going to be a reflection that you need to complete. And the way you do the reflection, as you'll see on page 4 of your document that's called Practice Experience Requirement Quick Start Guide. So on page 4, it explains everything to you. And you'll see that you have to select one course outcome, and you should know where to find those course outcomes in the syllabus. And what you want to do then is write a reflective, maybe 1 to 3 paragraphs relating the experiences that you had to your professional learning, and then the potential impact that the practice experience may have on your own professional nursing practice. So there's 5 things that the reflection should include, and they are written on page 4. So I think that's it for this week and for this video. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. And I hope all of you have a great week, and hope you're able to get together with your families.